Howdy, y'all. It's me, Panda, and over here is Diz.
That came out so much
Look.
more stilted and awkward than...
Look,
I'm sorry.
look.
I'm sorry.
I'm like the most uncharismatic person on the planet. I'm like what happens when you go into a Fallout game and make like a potato character.
All right. So this is Vibin. This is a podcast that me and Panda have been talking about making. Going on like 9 months, right? Like the start of this year. Near the start of this year, we talked about making a podcast, right?
I thought it was like earlier, not like that old shit.
Yeah, dude. No, we've talked about making a podcast, specifically us together. And I always figured it's because the other people would talk over each other and stuff, like they always do.
Or like come in and play instruments.
Yeah.
Like, doo, doo, doo.
Well, to be fair, you do that too.
Look, I fucking love instruments. I'm a musical boy.
But this is Vibin. I don't know. Panda said he wants to host on his channel. I'll go ahead and I'll put a little thing up on the screen so you could go there. I don't know if it'll stay on his channel.
Everything's fine, I think. Hopefully.
Okay, you're back.
That's not the first time that ever happened. And not just like disconnecting, but like it exploding my eardrum, just like boom,
That
just
was
fucking
bizarre.
like going into speaker mode.
Yeah, no,
God,
so
like earlier I was just like listening to music and shit, and like I was just chilling, just playing video games or whatever, and just like suddenly I just got like ear blasted. It was not good. But anyways, just what were you saying?
this is Vibin. We've been talking about making a podcast for 8 to 9 months. Like it was near the beginning of this year. Me and Panda had talked about it. As far as I know, we're gonna keep it mainly between like us two. Just because if we have a ton of people, like yeah, it'll be more entertaining. Topics will be easier to come by. But personally, I think it would also lead to a lot of fighting because people will just talk over each other and the episodes would drag out way too long. I don't know if you feel the same.
Like super
Incoherent?
Not word good. No understand.
But you know, like and Panda said he wants to host on his channel. I'm more than fine with hosting it on his channel. I'm gonna go ahead when I'm editing this. I'll throw up, you know, like his thing, like a fucking annotation or whatever the fuck it's called, so you can find his channel. I don't know if we're gonna make a side channel or if it's gonna stay on his. I personally don't mind, but if we're making a podcast, I do want to run it like an official podcast, because while I may be a horrible YouTuber and I say a lot of naughty words that I'm not gonna say on this podcast, I want this I say gamer words.
Yes, real gamers.
I do want this podcast to do well, and I want it to be not so much ad friendly, because I think it'd be a nice kind of business thing to be known for, but also like in general just very approachable to new people, because I know a lot of new people don't really care for, wow, he says like kind of offensive things. That kind of makes me feel bad, you know, because I'm a very upfront person.
Yeah, just like have like a lot of people be welcome, whatever. Like anybody can like chill.
Yeah. I don't know how you feel about this, but I like every other episode, like once we get established, once we get a few episodes in, I do want to try to bring on guests. I have a few Twitter artists that I think would actually kind of be cool to do a small thing with. If not the whole stream, then just bring them in to like, you know, talk about them and stuff once we get the ball rolling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was definitely hoping to have like guests sometimes in future.
Yeah.
Like, the reason why I want to like try to start on my channel for a second is just like just to test the waters, like see like if people enjoy it or not. And then if it's like the ball does get rolling, we could just make a second channel.
Yeah.
You just like dipping our toes. It's too cold, too hot.
Because once we get more people watching it on your channel or whatever, we can make a second one. And then, you know, if this is something we keep doing, I'm all for making another channel. I'll give you the login once I make it, and then we can both have say in like, well, I want this part cut, so on and so forth. In the description, and I'll like put one or two things up on top. You can find my Twitter, Panda's Twitter, Panda's DeviantArt, because he is the artist. He drew the fantastic thumbnail we have, and he's drawing the animation. He drew and is drawing the animation for this. Are you done with it?
Not yet.
Yeah,
Still working on it right now.
But he is drawing it, and it personally, I think it looks good. So it's, I don't know if it'll change every episode because that's a lot of work, and I'm fine with keeping the same one or whatever, but maybe we'll just change it for like fucking holidays or something. I don't know. But
I guess so. Because like my plan for like thumbnails and shit was just to, like, if we do have like a conversation or whatever, because like the thumbnail for this right now is just like a starter. Like, we don't know what the hell we're talking about or what the hell we're doing.
Yeah,
so it's just like a basic,
well, like,
hey, we're here.
Like thumbnail, I'm completely fine with. What I'm talking about is like the piece of work you're animating for the video.
The
like
video
that.
Yeah,
I think that's I think that would be too much work.
Stay for a while. Yeah, God. Like I might like add a little doodle or something.
Yeah, just like add special somethings or whatever. But that is
over like it's Christmas. Got Santa hats.
That is the start of it. I don't think we're gonna censor ourselves too much. Just kind of avoid some of the more, I don't even want to say touchy topics, because like spicy gamer words. But I don't want to say topics though, because like eventually I do want to cover like, maybe a political thing here or there, maybe something that happened in the news today here or there. You know what I mean? Just like an all-around podcast. Like I don't know if I can't remember if I sent you the Finder's documents, but I'm like 75.
You haven't sent me that yet.
I will send it to you after this podcast. I'm like 75% of the way done from making those, or making my portion and finalizing my script. And DJ's just been a super Debbie Downer, so I don't think he's gonna come through with it. And I don't know.
Doesn't, I'll roll in.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do it like all on it, because it is a rough document to read, and the way it sounds is super absurd because of those fucking glow in the darks.
Your fucking favorite term, I swear to God.
It's so good. So
it's fucking aliens.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the first episode. We don't really have too much of a topic. I just kind of wanted to get it, at least for the introduction, grounded that this is what we're doing. You can talk to, I think Panda has open DMs.
Yeah, I got open DMs
on Twitter, so you can talk to us on Twitter. My DMs are always open. I'm horrible at replying, just because I work 12 hours a day, and when I'm off,
and I'm not horrible at replying because I have nothing to do ever. Like I don't give a shit what you send me. You could send me like fucking love letters, hate letters, dick pics. I don't fucking care.
Sending Panda a dick pic right now.
Please.
But we're always up for contact. I will put for anyone who's new, who is in our Discord, I will put a thing for our Discord server in the description. Feel free to talk to any of us. Note that the Discord is 18 plus. Keep that in mind if you get offended by something someone says, because little Tommy is 8 years old and he thinks he's cool. Keep that in mind. But with all that out of the way, I think the first topic we can jump on, it's something that I want to put you out there, because you more so have things that you're gunning for than I do. Me personally, I just want to live life till I'm the ripe old age of 40, and then start a shotgun and blow the back of my head off.
Yeah, everything we all aspire to one day.
But you like video games, and you want to make a video game, and I think it would be interesting just to get some of that in there so people know what's happening. I don't know, when you start making it, I don't know if you're gonna crowdfund it, i.e. like have a Patreon and have people like, if you donate this much, you can do like a beta test or whatever. But like, you've been talking about making a video game forever. I've seen some of your concept art, and I think it would be kind of an interesting thing to talk about, at least for the start of the episode.
Yeah, like fucking I don't have really good ideas. I just have like a bunch of concepts floating around, but I at least try to keep them in one place or whatever, so I can use them in the future.
Yeah.
Like my plan is to like just make whatever games. Like it doesn't have to be like the most extravagant fucking genius kajumbo production type of shit. Like my idea is just to make it free or something, and then like if you do want to support me, just like merch or like donations or whatever.
Oh,
Because
like Itchy game.
yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, all right, all right.
Fucking because I feel weird like putting prices on shit. Like I almost had an aneurysm when I was putting a price on a shirt I was making.
Also, Panda does have a shirt. I am buying
pretty
one
wacky.
next week. My payments on things have been a little wonky, just due to some financial issues. But I did actually buy one for my girl, and she likes it, and she was wearing it yesterday actually.
God, it's
So
fucking surreal.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it was really trippy seeing like your shirt on her because I was just like, oh shit, wait, that's actually Panda's shirt, dude.
It physically exists.
Yeah, so but Panda is a really good artist. I enjoy a lot of his things. I think he's a little too hard on himself. I personally love his concept art for any of his games. The one I want to see come through the most is the one with what's his name, Henry. Yeah,
Funny
the
little corgi boy in
the
hell.
Silent Hill-esque one where it plays like a kind of an RPG type thing.
Kind of. I don't know. It's still in the works.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's things are bound to change, but I like horror, you know, like I like horror movies, bad video games, bad novels. It's just what I do.
It's if I'm gonna make a horror game, I'm not gonna be like the super scare factor, like oh he's jumping, oh he just jumped out and spooked me. But
Yeah, no,
instead
not
of
jump
fear,
scares.
I want to have like dread. I fucking love the concept of dread. It's great.
Yeah,
Like
and
the feeling of oh no.
oh.
I don't know. That's all I can describe it. I'm not a wordsmith or anything.
Yeah, no, and that's why I wanted to get it out here and so we can talk because like I'm not gonna add anything to your game. This is your baby. You know, like
My son.
yeah, I can make suggestions, but
Sorry.
at the end of the day, this is what you want, and I know you're really stubborn. You're gonna make your game the way you want, which I think is fantastic in today's age because it's always we don't like this, so change it, and then they'll censor things or they'll hide things or change certain things because people cried. And I'm like, dude, they
Yeah.
weren't gonna buy your game anyway. They weren't gonna play it. They probably didn't even care. Like,
Probably don't know the title of it, just like I do.
so
God, I
That's-
still haven't come up with a title for it either. I just call it the game with the funny boy.
the
Henry.
game with the funny
That's about
boy.
it.
But because Panda said it himself, he's not a wordsmith, but I know what he's talking about. He wants it to be old school horror. So personally, I know Panda can do it because we've talked at length about, you know, horror as a topic and movies and all this. Because me and Panda are fucking nerds. Well, I'm a nerd. Panda just humors me and supports me.
Maybe.
But he doesn't want it to be like Five Nights at Freddy's or anything. He wants it to be like old school horror where it's just a sense of unease and tension. You know, like skewed angles, horrible things that look like they're always moving but nothing happened. Because the greatest fear is the fear of thinking something is going to happen but not happening. You know what I mean?
Well, there's gonna be some things that happen. It's not gonna be like all like, ooh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen like constantly. That's gonna suck.
Yeah, I
Be
know, but
boring.
what I'm saying is like you're gonna make it like, I guess comparatively, it would be more like
Like
Silent Hill
like
instead of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah,
You know?
like more subtle, I guess. Not like in your face screaming cock torture and shit like that.
Yeah. So, I'm personally excited for it. I wanted you to put that out there just because, when you do make it, like Blender is free, but I've never seen someone pick up
Very
Blender
powerful.
and then immediately spend hours watching tutorials.
Dude, that's what exactly I did.
I know because you told
It
me.
works.
Like, I've
mean, it
never
works.
seen someone outside of school get Blender and then literally within the first day just start making things because he spent like 6 hours fucking watching tutorials on YouTube on how to do it. Like, at least that's the first I've seen it, and that blew my mind because I was like, dude, I've been fucking with Blender forever, and I've watched a few tutorials, and I can't fucking do anything. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. Unlike with school, watching YouTube tutorials is free. Like, I can just do that. If I have a problem, I'm just like, okay, I need to do the thing. How do I do the thing?
That is
Oh,
very
that's how I do
true.
the thing. And then from that thing, they say a thing I don't understand. I'm like, wait, what the fuck is this? And I just go on, okay, what the fuck is this? And they tell me what the fuck that is. That's like, I don't
Um,
know.
I
It
don't
just goes
know.
and goes.
I don't know if you use Reddit, but apparently the
Oh,
Blender,
the bladder.
the Blender subreddit is apparently a decent place to also get like simplified explanations and post like your first works. And apparently a lot of people are supportive on there, but I mean it's Reddit, so you gotta kind of take it as it is, I guess.
Yeah. Like the first thing I want to learn is in Blender is probably going to be like the fucking modeling a character and then rigging it. Like that's like the number one priority for me so far. Because whatchamacallit, if like making a game doesn't work out, maybe I could just like go with little animations or whatever. It's like little funny people.
A little funny people.
Something like that. I don't know.
But yeah, no, I think, like I said, I think it'll work. I have full confidence and faith in you, honestly. Excuse me. That's what I wanted to go with. There's one other thing I wanted to talk to you about. I can't remember what it was.
Did you write it down in the gen chat?
Oh,
Check.
I don't write things down. Oh,
well, good for you. I don't know how to read either.
It was the Pokemon drama. Have you seen what's happened with Pokemon?
Oh yeah, where they like talk about animations or whatever, like being all goofy.
They're
Like they said, oh, remove the Pokédex to work more on the animations. And it's like a video
and then
of
everyone's
the dog like walking in a circle.
Yeah, everyone's essentially like, or at least a good majority of the people I've seen, because it's always the people who are upset, who are the loudest and who get seen first. That apparently there are people who want Game Freak to go bankrupt for this game, and they think that Game Freak shouldn't be allowed to make Pokemon anymore. Which
that's a little mean.
Yeah, which I get why they're upset. It sucks that they've taken out essentially like 600-700 Pokemon to say they're working on animation, and then they release a dog walking in a circle to run away.
Like, but when they say something like that, you'd think they're like have like a pre-rendered animation. That looks like it's all in game.
Yeah, right. Like, but like my whole thing with that is like, yeah, I'm upset that the National Dex isn't there either. But at the same time, like, yes, some of the Pokemon use old rigs, but 200 and something new Pokemon had to be modeled by hand and made with rigs, and then had to be scaled up and changed for the giant evolution thing. And then they had to make and rig and shit every building that is new, all of the textures and world layout, which I get being upset about, because I don't know if you saw the video of the render distance on it.
Oh, like the character disappearing in and out, the shadows being like
super short and all that. Like it's like maybe
like you need glasses or something to walk around.
Yeah. Like I could get being upset at that, because that is like PS2 360 level, early 360 levels of like jankery. Yeah.
Like usually with render distance, you go as far as the player can kind of see, like, oh, they can't read the sign from here at all, possibly, so you don't need to render it. But if you're like 2 feet away from the fucking thing and it still looks like diarrhea on wood, it's kind of a problem there.
Yeah. And so, like, I get being upset at that, but my thing is like, people act like updates don't exist. Like, this game is... Pokemon is very clearly rushed. Like, very, very clearly rushed. But so was The Legend of Zelda. Like, when Legend of Zelda released, that Breath of the Wild, that game was abysmal. You couldn't like, because it released on the Wii U as well, and the Wii U would just fucking die trying to render the world. And then on the Switch, yeah, and on the because the Wii U would like chug, and then fucking like the game would still run, but it would run at like 5 fucking frames. And on the Switch, the game would just close itself because it couldn't fucking run. Like, this happens with every AAA game. And I get, you know, like, well, it's Pokemon, it's nothing new, and they're like doing all this stuff trying to make a new game. Okay, but that's every game. I don't go and play Dark Souls 3 expecting anything different from Dark Souls 1 other than maybe a few animations and a few enemies. I think oh, sorry.
And like, not only with like the render distance or like the character animations, like they really need to optimize it too, because I saw like a clip of like running this cutscene or whatever, and it was like slowing down and shit, like dropping frames, and that's really not good.
I did not see that one.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that.
I think I could find it or something.
Yeah, no, it's like, it's stuff like that that I don't want to say ruins AAA games, but it definitely puts them at a lower tier than like a lot of indie games that, you know,
yeah,
where it's like,
and like people saying like they should go bankrupt. That's kind of fucked up. Like,
yeah, they're
like, if anything, you should be saying like the game should be delayed, like worked on more, instead of being like, nah, die, perish.
Yeah, like that.
Gone.
That's the most horrible thing I can like think of for it, where it's like, I don't understand how people can look at Pokemon, be upset, and say this company needs to have their only IP taken from them. I can't think of a single game Game Freak has made besides Pokemon. I'm sure they have, but like that's the only one they make now, as far as I know. I don't see how people can say like Game Freak needs to not be allowed to make Pokemon games anymore. They need to have their IP taken away from them and given to another studio, and then Game Freak needs to be dissolved. I'm like, Game Freak isn't just like 1 or 2 people at Nintendo. It's like an entire side company that Nintendo owns with, you know, like anywhere from, I guess, 80 to 100 something. Like most, even small game studios have like 90 to 120 people. Game Freak being a AAA, who knows how many people they own? Like, how are you just gonna say that shit needs to happen? Like, you're putting hundreds of people out of work. You know, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like really fucking selfish. Like, we want the game, dude, like perfect on release. Like, you gotta calm down, dude, or like give them more time at least. If
Yeah.
you like complain about problems. Also, speaking of, I found the Twitter post for it.
Yeah, I saw the notification. I'll look at it after the thing because I don't want to play something and have audio blaring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'll probably put the post in like the comment section or whatever for later for like context.
Yeah.
Remember, but then again, I just look back in DMs. But yeah.
But yeah, no. So like that's some of the things that I just wanted to cover. I don't know if you have another topic. If not, there's probably, I think, one more thing I want to talk about.
Not really sure.
Not really sure.
Yeah.
Because the other topic I wanted to talk was merch.
Merch.
Yeah. I'm not saying like make it now because, you know, we're fucking baby bottom feeders, right? Like we're suckling up the like drop-ins of big podcasts like Joe Rogan and all that.
Yeah, fucking whatchamacallit. Like, don't know what people want or anything like that.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of Joe Rogan,
I haven't said anything like fucking wacky. That's like an amazing catchphrase people want like tattooed on their body or something.
Speaking of Joe Rogan podcast, hit us up. We'll be glad to do a partnership with you, Joe Rogan. Love your work.
I'll probably have a stroke. Yeah.
But like like I have the shirts. After this podcast, after this recording, I'm gonna call up my post office and stuff, and I'm gonna head down there and ship off the shirts. Because this is my last day off, and then I work 11 to 10 the next 5 days in a row. So I'm not gonna have another day off for some time, and I'm gonna be too tired to do it in the morning.
This is going to the wage dungeon.
I'm a wagey cagey. What can I say? But like I think I'm not saying we'll establish merch and all that. Cause me being me,
I'll always be down to make whatever.
Yeah, but and like I said, me being me, I'm more of a giver than someone who wants money. Like if we get ads, I think we should both agree on the ad. Or like the sponsor rather, I'm sorry. Like Raid Shadow Legends, I don't want to say I'll do one for them because I haven't played the game yet, and I would like to play the game before I just mindlessly take an ad. But like if it's something like for whatever fucking reason, Nintendo America comes out and it's like, hey, you want to be sponsor? You want to do a sponsor for like Fire Emblem Heroes or Drengalia? I'm like, yo, gamer time, let's go, right? Like.
I can imagine fucking John Bowser busting through the doors, being like, "Look at these dudes!
Look at these dudes!
The Nintendo brand.
Like,
send in Mario.
That's
here's the paperwork."
That's like like as far as sponsors go, I think it should be something we both agree on, obviously, and something we either both can enjoy or like one of us can give a pass on. Like. You don't exactly like Fire Emblem because you've never played it.
Played Fire Emblem?
Yeah, you've never played it and stuff. And I'm not gonna force you to sit there for 3 hours to play Fire Emblem to say like, yeah, I'll take a sponsor. But if it's something
I'm down
like
to play whatever game, I don't care.
you need to download Fire Emblem Heroes. It's on the phone. It's free. It has like.
It's free on the phone right now.
The only transactions they have are like you buy stupid orbs to summon more people. But I'm like, if you play the game, you get them for free. There is no need to do microtransactions on there. Like no need.
Are we getting paid to say this?
No, I just really like Fire Emblem.
Is this under the tabletop of dealings? This is illegal. We're gonna get like fucking clouts by the FTC.
But
they're fucking gonna give us like 42 grand fines each.
I do think not saying we should start merch right now or anything, but I do like the idea of us doing giveaways for the merch. I'm more of a giver than anything. I don't mind getting product or whatever and giving it to fans or people who like it. Like that's why I have several shirts that I'm giving to you, my girl, and 2 others. I don't mind it, and I think having small giveaways like that would be fun. It'll be more like fan interaction. Because at the end of the day, I like interacting. I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah. Dude, I fucking love talking to people. Fucking, it could be like the nicest person or like some hermit, like living in like Baklava or whatever.
Baklava?
Fucking, I don't know what that place is, but it exists now. Fucking, I'll talk to whatever.
Yeah, like it's personally that's how I feel about it. But I do think making money off of something we do like this from fans would also be cool. Like it's the same as like being an artist. You draw for fun and all that. But if someone wants to pay you to draw something, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't really have any ideas because I'm not creative. I'm essentially dead on the inside from creativity. Because all of the stuff I think looks cool, no one has either heard of or has no interest in. I have told because I got caught wearing my the shirt I made, the Warhammer shirt I made for you, right?
Oh yeah, the one with the blue helmets and
the skull. Yeah. And everyone's like, "Yo, that's sick. What is that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's Warhammer. It's my shirt and stuff. Like I made it. It's for the Chaos Marines." And they're like, "What's Warhammer?" I was like, "Oh." And then like I'll like give a brief thing where it's like, imagine like space marines in essentially like personalized tanks killing demons and stuff. They're like, oh, that sounds cool. And I'm like, yeah, and it goes on like with like weird warp space stuff and all this other stuff. And they're like, oh, Star Trek. And I was like, no. No, it's not. I was like, don't ever,
dude.
I'm like, so I, like that. Some people like either don't get it or they'll say like it's Warhammer, and they're like, that sounds stupid. I was like, oh, okay. Oh well. I don't know what you want from me. I can't win.
Yeah, like,
but
whenever I'm thinking about merch or whatever, I don't like thinking about like, oh, I'm gonna put my character's face on there. This is fucking purple retard. Just
this
like,
purple retard.
and no one's gonna want to like put that on if they don't know who I am. Not even I would have put that on myself. So like, I'd rather like think of like other designs, something that's like anyone could be like, oh, what's that? That looks cool. And then like,
Yeah. Well, that's why I was like, because maybe as far as like podcast merch, I guess it would be like just Vibin, and then like we'll have just normal, and then Vibin like in the font and design of like the podcast, because that's super simple merch. If you're a fan of the podcast, you'd wear it. It's not gonna be something like that's overly, you know, like you're not wearing like 2 buff gay foxes on your fucking chest, right? Like
no
some people. And if not, like, you know, maybe like either other slogans or small things we like. Like I like the I never know how to pronounce the animal's name. Axolotl. I like the design you did for that, and I think it's A, cute, and B, really fucking weird looking.
That's like my 2 modes, cute or weird.
And I would like to have a shirt like that. So it might just be like random stuff like that we make, because we are both streamers, even though we don't stream like ever at all. Panda more so just because he doesn't have the privacy, and me more so because my OBS just decided to break, and anytime I would open a game, it would either not capture the game or it would capture like 1 frame every 5 seconds. So I had to,
for some reason, open up Fallout 76.
like I don't know what it was. And then you want to know how I fixed it? I rolled back my graphics drivers 6 times, and I'm using a older version of OBS from a month ago. So I'm using like super outdated drivers right now. And like I open up 76, and 76 doesn't even want to fucking run because my drivers are so out of date. Like I can't.
It's like lose.
Yeah.
Nothing will work.
Well, I mean, like I can record games now, and I can like, because I could record audio just fine now. That wasn't the problem. The problem was picking up games. Like if I were to throw like, if we were to pull like I don't know, like a Mr. Medica or something, and then just throw up like a still image and just talk, like I can do that, yeah, because there's no video. But since I play games on live streams, like I can't do that.
Just have like whatchamacallit, just have whatever gameplay you have and whatever like 2-second clip you got before OBS checked the bed. Just like have it as a GIF on repeat the entire time as you talk over it.
God damn it.
Even if it's like the fucking main menu or some shit, like you're pressing start and it's the loading screen.
Oh, perfect gameplay. What a fine example.
And speaking of gameplay, you know that game Neo, right?
Yeah, of course. I still need to beat it.
It's free on PS Plus.
I own Neo. I'm just
and now I own it.
I'm really bad at it. Like I've never
played it or like seen anything like it from it before. Like I've seen a little bit of it. Like I've seen one boss, but I forgot what that boss was or where it was.
Imagine Sekiro with slightly easier bosses but more weapons.
So more variety and less spice.
Yes. And every weapon has 3 stances. You have your you have your high, which is your strong hits, and they're slower. You have your medium, which is, you know, like regular strength, regular speed, and then you have your low, which is low damage but super fast. And you can change that at any time. And that is the core aspect of the game that I personally think is the funnest. I'm excited for Neo 2. I never beat Neo 1. I probably will beat it when I'm not lazy and I fucking use my PS4 again. Because I bought Goblin Slayer, and so I'm like, I hooked up my PS4 and I cleaned it out and everything to make it run good and look all pretty. I fucking gave it a spit shine and, you know, like glossed it over with my semen or whatever.
Oh yeah. Give it that protective coat.
So I'm gonna watch Goblin Slayer. If not tonight, then tomorrow night, and then I'm gonna jump on Neo and try to beat it. I might stream tonight. It really depends, because like I said, I'm working 12 hours the next 5 days. So I don't. And this podcast is gonna be done in the past, or I guess like past tense of when it's uploaded. Yeah. Past tense. So like, if I stream, you'll know. I guess I don't really. Dates are hard.
But then again, whatchamacallit, if this is like in the past and you say you're gonna stream like later tonight, then it's already done.
Shut up. Time travel's hard.
Look. But yeah, I've been planning on probably streaming Neo also.
I'd be down. I'm genuinely awful at Neo. Like, I can do Sekiro. It took me forever to beat Sekiro, but I beat it. I can't beat Neo. Neo is I don't know why I can't do Neo. It's actually just like hard for me.
Is it like some janky whatchamacallit, like mechanic that you're not getting a hang of or something? Or did you like play Sekiro before it and like you're more used to the other ones, like control schemes or whatever?
Well, no, it's like Neo plays exactly like Sekiro with less parries.
Oh, I like parrying.
And the problem with that is, it's because you've seen me play Dark Souls, I either eat a hit or I kill things. With Neo, though, you have to constantly switch between your stances to gain the upper advantage. Like rock, paper, scissors. That make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
so...
Oh. This lad, I remember how to fight him. Fucking
yeah.
Low.
So like, and they do that in the tutorial where it's like in the tutorial they talk about like, well, if someone has a high stance, it's better to use low one because you'll hit them first. And if someone's using a medium stance, it's better to do a low stance first and then switch into a higher stance to finish them off. And it's stuff like that.
Like, they have like some weird combo thing, like, oh, if you hit low to high, you do like this little wacky move, like cleave someone in half.
And then like that's all fine and dandy, but then you start fighting like 2, 3, 4 people at a time, where they all like, you know, come at you, and you have to like micromanage switching between your stances to hit them all. And you know, like most of the time you can get away with just like using your medium because it's so basic, but like when you get to people who are using low, you have to wait for them to attack first and evade before you hit them. But when you're fighting like 2 other people and they come up and they like start fucking smacking at your ankles like a little fucking kid, it's kind of annoying to like, you know, switch to them and then try to hit them and deal with them, and then fucking Jotaro Kujo over here comes up with his axe and then just smacks you in the back of the head with it. Like, I'm genuinely awful at Neo, and I love the game. I can't play it.
Yeah, like fucking even in Sekiro, my number one thing I hate doing is like crowd control. Like I could 1v1 any boss, but fucking if you put in like 2 little shield boys or whatever, you're gonna kick my ass.
Yeah, it's not like it would be easier.
I'll see you when you play it.
Yeah. It would be easier, I guess, if you have because you get multiple weapons in Neo. You get a sword, spear, axe, and a hammer. They mace, but it's a fucking hammer. and like each one has its own things, and every stance has its own swing. So like typically up stances usually just smash the weapon down like a fucking ape.
Just overhead.
Yeah. Medium stances, usually you poke and then slice, or you slice and then poke. And then low stances, it's just like small little sweeping attacks at the ankle. So you don't really get a lot of variety for crowd control when you get targeted with like 2 or 3 people that you ran by.
Probably just gonna like, because it does have a stealth element, doesn't it?
Yes.
Or nah.
It's also got a actual aiming element or headshot element. So if you have, so when you get your bow and arrow and you hit someone in the head, that person is just straight up dead.
Oh, that's nice.
The only time that doesn't count is if they have a helmet.
Or if like a boss or something. Unless like with bosses, like inflicts a critical or some shit, right?
Yeah, so like I've never used it on a boss, but like if they have a helmet and you shoot them in the head, you knock the helmet off their head. And then they fucking do anime stare at you, and then they run at you like a fucking madman. So
just like screaming how they're gonna beat you to death.
But I'm excited to see you play Neo if you do stream it. I would thoroughly enjoy that.
Yeah. Well, if it's anything like Sekiro, I'll probably have fun with it.
Oh yeah, no, it's a fun game.
Because I like my wacky fucking beat everything to death games.
I can't remember who Neo was made by. Actually, I have the box around here somewhere. I think it's like, should be on my desk. Yeah, there it is. Team Ninja. That's who it was made by. It was made by Team Ninja, the dudes who made Ninja Gaiden.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a fun game. I recommend it.
The only Ninja Gaiden game I ever played was the third one, and that game beat my ass.
That game, yeah. No, Team Ninja is a lot of their games do that. I think this would be a good way to a good first episode. I think I'm all fine for closing this off.
Yeah, it was a good talk.
Yeah.
We did. There was like only one issue where like my ears fucking exploded. Then there's that second issue which you didn't notice, but it was me dropping from calling and coming back like seamlessly because I'm a fucking god like that.
Oh, I didn't know that happened.
Exactly.
But all right, yeah. So I'll put all the links to our stuff in the description. If for whatever reason anyone is out there who wants to support the podcast, we will find a way for you to do that. As of right now, it would just be like follow our Twitter. You can always DM us and say hi, join the Discord and such. I'll put a link to Panda's shirt in the description.
Or you can like go on Twitter, tweet a picture to me of like a tiny drawing of a man.
Tiny drawing of a man.
Doesn't even have to be detailed. It could be a stick man. Just a little man to say hello to.
If this podcast takes off, and whether it takes off or not, we're still gonna do this because I always wanted to do a podcast of some type. We will try to get guests on. I have a few people in mind that I wouldn't mind bringing on. I know Panda knows 2 or 3 of them on Twitter.
Oh yeah. There's this one person I really want to get on the podcast.
Is it
because like
Yellow
do really cool shit. Yeah, I'll plan on bringing them into the podcast too at some point.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. The artist who always draws for me, or whatever, Frostspun. I wouldn't mind taking her on as a guest because she's really nice and sweet.
Do they have a Twitter?
Yes. I'll send you her Twitter.
May as well name drop it here. Be like, hey,
yeah, it's Frostspun. I think it's literally it's like I want to say it's just Frostspun, unless they change their @ But I'll go ahead and I'll anytime we drop someone, I will Frostspun. Anytime we mention someone, I will gladly put them in the description. If we have a guest on, I will, put their picture up on the thing when it's their segment, and I'll put all their stuff there, because I'm always in favor of supporting other creators, whether you create once a month, once a week, once a year, it doesn't matter.
And I'm all for making friends because friendship is great.
But yeah, no. So I, like I said, I have a few artists on here that I think would be fun. I have a few small YouTubers that I think would be really fun to have on here. But whether they'll do it or not, I don't know. But yeah. Yeah. Any last departing words?
I was gonna. Should I keep the person I want to bring on like a zero, or should I like just say it now because they're really cool and I want to just name drop them now?
If you want, it's your choice, man.
Fucking Gearbox Gunman, also known as Milkmonger right now. Fucking banger shit that she does. It's really good.
I don't think I know that person.
I remember posting it in Gen Chat. Like, don't you remember that video of like the yellow doll like singing in a toy aisle, whatever?
No.
Or like I'll send you after you, but they make really great stuff. Like top tier shit.
At first, I thought you were gonna mention that one bunny dude.
Oh, L? Yeah, maybe him too.
I can't remember his name. I remember, I know his like character or whatever.
It's Big Lugby.
There you go.
Correctly.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope too.
Like I would like to bring on certain people. Probably not every other one. Maybe as just like a special thing. Like I said, do like a segment or whatever with them. Give them a little shout out or whatever on our baby channel. But we'll see. You wanna close this out?
Yeah, seems like a good first start.